Overview. First, definition of approaches to leadership. Second, how leadership can influence ethical behavior. Third, issue related to the implication of poor leadership on ethical behavior.
Ethical leadership is defined as the demonstration of normatively appropriate conduct through personal actions and interpersonal relationships, and the promotion of such conduct to followers through two-way communication, reinforcement, and decision-making. Ethical leaders' conduct serves as role modeling behavior for followers as their behavior is accepted as appropriate. Ethical leaders communicate and justify their actions to followers. Ethical leaders want to continually behave according to ethics. Therefore, they set ethical standards in the company and reward ethical conduct on the part of employees as well as punish unethical behavior. Ethical leaders incorporate ethical dimension in the decision-making process, consider the ethical consequences of their decisions, and above all try to make fair choices. For example, through their words and actions, ethical leadership is about demonstrating strong moral principles that will point out misconduct. Approaches to leadership is divided into three, which is virtue approach, utilitarian approach, and duty approach. Virtue approach proclaims that people ought to incorporate certain virtues defined as excellent traits as part of their characters by habituating themselves to the practice of such traits as honesty and courage. According to Aristotle, we need to do what is virtuous and refrain from acting virtuously. The assumption is that cultivating a good character is conducive to a society that functions in an orderly, harmonious, and cohesive manner. This is made possible insofar as a community acts virtuously with a view towards achieving the greater common good. This is because for Aristotle, the good of the city is more important than the good of the individual. He argues that political leaders should be tasked with finding a suitable set of virtues that a community ought to revere and practice. Given their role as governors, politicians should work for the greater good.
Utilitarian approach. The utilitarian approach assesses an action in terms of its consequences or outcome. Seek action that bring about the best balance of benefit over burdens. According to Natasha, counsel with action that produce benefit and avoid harms. Utilitarian workplace value include honesty, keeping promise, professionalism, caring for others, accountability, and avoiding conflict of interest. For example, the rule to always tell the truth in general promotes the good of everyone and therefore should always be followed even if in a certain situation lying would produce the best consequences. Duty approach. Organization depend on members to know and follow their duty. The duty-based approach establishes right or wrong based on a list of rules. According to Aristotle, this approach is not only expressed in the legislative and regulatory document, but in codes of conduct, oath of office, and professional standards as well. This is because it is highly utilized in public sector organizations in which the delegation authority to work on the public behalf derived from statutes and is articulated through administrative law.
The first justification is leaders can inspire those around them to behave ethically. Others will observe and act similarly if you set a good example and provide guidance for ethical behavior. As a result, ethical leaders can positively influence many others by representing them with a set of actions they can take for the greater good. For example, employers' involvement will give them more autonomy for better performance. Reaching full potential means employees will love working for that employer, and engagement will make them more loyal to the organization.
The second justification is employees are led by ethical leaders can underline employees having a strongest readiness to change. This is because the feeling make workplace ethical and integral part of fostering increased productivity and teamwork among employees. For example, ethical and behavior guidelines set by employers in the workplace often place a high amount of importance on dedication. Dedication is often seen in business as contagious. Many employees who put in a strong effort can inspire their co-workers to do the same.
The One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB controversy is a political indictment that occurred in Malaysia. Malaysian ex-Prime Minister Najib Razak was charged in 2015 with diverting more than RM2.67 million from 1MDB Development Berhad, which is a government-run strategic development firm, to his personal bank accounts. Therefore, if such things repeatedly happen, it will occur a negative effect. Among them is widespread corruption. This is because once the leader himself shows or proves to be among the people one of whom intends and dares to do such a bad crime, it is impossible for the surrounding society, none of them do the same and even more will dare to do it. Therefore, it is able to influence other communities to do the same as their leaders do.
Lebih 100 penghantar makanan Foodpanda mengadakan bantahan di Ibu Pejabat Foodpanda sebagai sokongan kepada rakan mereka yang melancarkan mogok di beberapa negeri.
As you can see from this video, Foodpanda riders stage protest against the new payment schemes. Besides holding placard, the riders also symbolically put down their smartphone every month to pick up order, to show their unhappiness over the scams. However, Foodpanda has been branded as arrogant by Youth and Sport Minister Sheikh Sadiq Sheikh Abdul Rahman after the reconsider is a new and contentious pay structure. The poor leadership of the case is a bad leader and management. As already mentioned, the Foodpanda leader has been said to be an arrogant person. This is because the head of Foodpanda did not discuss the change to the rider first and hear complaint from the rider about this issue. For example, rider complained about Foodpanda move to introduce a new payment scheme which was considered unfair, regardless of the number of orders from areas that are difficult to get full order from customer. The management did not answer the reason as in good condition. However, the implication is this follow a statement from the manager director of Foodpanda Malaysia, Sayatan Das, who said that any Foodpanda delivery who receive the new payment system could stop working. As a result, many people later launched a campaign such as Boycott Foodpanda with the hashtag Delete Foodpanda, Boycott Foodpanda and so on. On the Boycott Foodpanda page, some Foodpanda shipper will report to have stopped working immediately.